All right, here we are, the next week's project. So remember, this is going to take you a week again. So if you get it done in the first few days, I guess that's great. But you also need to make sure that you're taking your time and using your time wisely and taking every question seriously. Okay, this is review again in that big packet. If you don't have the big packet, I already uploaded it, so you are okay. It is right there in front of you. Now, this week you are working on chapters 5 through 8. Okay, you have to finish 5 through 8. And then you also have some IXL skills assigned to you. Now, I'm going to go over the problems that I think that might come up more than once. Chapter 5 test, I think you will be fine on. So we're going to skip over to the chapter 6 test when we get down to number 6. So let's take a look at number 6. When you have a question about a rectangle or perimeter, I always say draw it out, draw it out. So draw a picture. So this one says perimeter of a rectangle. So draw a rectangle is 26 feet. And you have to remember perimeter is the distance all the way around that rectangle. Okay? The width of the rectangle is 3 less than the length. Well, do we know the length? No. So what do I always say? Put a big fat what? X for the length then. 3 less than that. Well, if it's less than, remember that than switches the order. So I have x minus 3. Well, if this is x minus 3. Oh, I wonder what this side is. I bet you matches with that one. Wonder what this side is. I bet you matches with that one. Perimeter is the distance around, so when you add all these sides, it better equal 26. So then it's asking for the length, so I'm guessing it's asking for what x is. So that's my little hint to you on that one. Number 7 was a hard one. It says, at a concrete company, those who score 82% on a test with a tolerance of 8%. We have never really talked about tolerance. Tolerance means that you can go either direction. You can get 8% higher or 8% lower than the 82. So if I got 8% lower than the 82, that would go down all the way to 74%. Now if I got 8% higher than that, that would go all the way up to 90. So anywhere in between the 74 and 90 is the good place to be. And then they're saying that they will earn a 5% raise. So John scored a 71. Is that in that range? Steve scored a 76. Is that in the range? Kathy scored an 82. Is that in the range? And Mike scored a 91. Is that in the range? So which people are in the range? Now, tricky because it only goes up to 90. So is Mike in the range? He is not. He is not in the range, which is surprising. But what I'm hoping is that that company would give him more than a 5% raise because he actually did better than everyone else. So with that being said, you should get the answer of D. Okay? That one was a little tricky. Chapter 7. It's a good review on functions. Remember, in order to be a function, I'm just going to make a couple little quick notes. Can't have 2 of the same inputs. Now remember, inputs, that was the x value. Outputs were the y. Input was also known as domain. You guys have notes on this. Output is, output, oof, can't spell, was the range, also known as the y values, okay? You guys have those notes in your notebooks. So this one's asking you which one is a function, so you can't have 2 of the same inputs, so look for which one satisfies that. This one's saying, if this is your domain, if these are the numbers I'm putting in, what can I get out? What is my range? Okay? Remember that you must pass the vertical line test. If you can't remember that, look in your notes. So which graph passes the vertical line test? So those are just a little couple of hints to get you through chapter 7. Then chapter 8 is patterns, and we just finished arithmetic and geometric patterns before you guys left. So I'm hoping that's fresh in your brains. But in case it's not, if you look on the page 116 is where it says on the bottom here. It's on chapter 8. I'm going to just look at number 9 really quick. It says, what's the 100th term? Well, if I need the 100th term, I have to figure out the formula, okay? So we're going to try to figure out the formula. First thing we need to do, we need to decide, is it an arithmetic sequence or a geometric sequence? And now remember, arithmetic, you have notes on this too. Add or subtract to get the next number. Geometric, multiply or divide, okay? If I'm going from 10 to 20, nope, not, yeah, 10 to 20, or 0 to 10, what's happening there? You're adding 10. So this is an arithmetic sequence. Now remember, arithmetic sequence uses your favorite formula of all times. Y equals mx plus b. Woo! M is the number that you constantly go up by. Remember, b is your zero term. Ooh, zero term, not your starting term, your zero term. Okay, this is your common ratio. Ratio? No, common difference, because this is arithmetic. Thank you. Remember the constant number that you go up by. Okay, well, so I have y equals, what do I constantly go up by? A positive 10, so that goes in for your m, 10x, plus, remember, zero term, so not the first term, the one right before it, so I have to hop back. If I'm adding 10 this way, what do I do here? Subtract 10, so this is going to be a minus 10. Hey, now that I have this wonderful equation, can I easily put in 100? Right in there, plop it in. That'll get you your answer. Okay. So same idea over here. If it's geometric though, you need to remember your formula. Y equals, you have a sub 0, remember your zero term, times r, which is your common ratio, to the n. N is the number in the sequence. So zero term, common ratio, and you guys know this, we've done this, whatever it's constantly going up by, multiplying by, and that's the number in the sequence. If you have questions, you need to let me know. So that should take you through chapter 8. I don't see you having any other problems with that. Let me know if there's little things that you get stuck on. That's okay. It's a review. It's supposed to challenge you a little bit.